Chapter 4 covers computer hardware, software, and mobile systems. Following are some important points derived from Gear Up Employees Dialogue. 1. Illustrate the need for business professional basic knowledge of technology and terminology. 2. Learn a practical difference between hardware, for example iPad, and software, for example iOS. 3. Business managers need to know about the differences between native and thin client application, also about mobile devices and open source. 4. Business managers need to know the conflict between low cost and technical competitiveness. Chapter 4 Study Questions. Question 1. What do business professionals need to know about computer hardware? Question 2. What do business professionals need to know about software? Question 3. Is open software a viable alternative? Question 4. What are the differences between native and thin client application? Question 5. Why are mobile systems increasingly important? Question 6. What characterizes quality mobile user experience? Question 7. What are the challenges of personal mobile devices at work? Question 8. MIS in 2024. Computer hardware consists of electronic components and related gadgetry that input, process, output, and store data according to instructions encoded in computer program or software. Every hardware has a CPU, or Central Processing Unit, which sometimes called the brain of the computer. The CPU selects instructions, processes them, performs arithmetic calculation and logical comparison, and stores results of operation in memory. Some computers have two CPUs, is called dual processor computer. Quad processor computer have 4 CPUs. Some high-end computers have 16 or more processors. The CPU works in conjunction with main memory. Main memory is sometimes called RAM, or random access memory. All computers include storage hardware, which used to save data and program. Magnetic disk is by far the most common storage device. Optical disks such as CD or DVD are also popular. Type of hardware. Figure 4.1 lists the basic type of hardware, which includes PC, tablet, smartphone, server, and server farm. Increasingly, server infrastructure is delivered in what is termed the cloud. See Figure 4.2. All other computer devices that access servers and the cloud are called clients. Computers represent data using binary digit or bit. A bit is either 0 or 1. As illustrated in Figure 4.3, bits are used for computer data because they are easy to represent physically. All forms of computer data are represented by bits. The data can be numbers, characters, currency, photos, recording, or whatever. Bits are grouped into 8-bit chunks called byte. Kilobyte, or KB, is a collection of 1024 bytes. A megabyte, or MB, is 1024 kilobytes. A gigabyte, or GB, is 1024 megabytes. A terabyte, or TB, is 1024 gigabytes. A petabyte, or PB, is 1024 terabytes. A exabyte, or EB, is 1024 petabytes, or PB. Computer disk capacities are specified according to the amount of data they can contain. Those 500 GB disks can contain up to 500 GB or data and program. You can purchase computers with CPU of different speeds. CPU speed is expressed in cycles called hertz. A slow PC has a speed of 1.5 gigahertz. A fast PC has a speed of 3 or more gigahertz. As predicted by Moore's law, CPU speeds continually increase. Additionally, CPU today are classified as a 32-bit or 64-bit. The latter can address more main memory. You need 64-bit processor to effectively use more than 4 GB of memory. An employee who does only simple tasks, such as word processing, does not need computer with a fast CPU. A 32-bit processor with 1.5 GHz CPU will be fine. However, an employee who processes large, complicated spreadsheets or who manipulates large database file or edit large picture, sound, or video file need a fast computer like a 64 dual processor with more than 4 GHz of speed. If he and she uses many large applications at the same time, then she needs a 4 GB or more memory. The cache and main memory are volatile, meaning their contents are lost when the power off. Magnetic and optical disks are non-volatile, meaning their contents survive when power is off. If you suddenly lose power, the content of unsafe memory, for example, document that has been altered, will be lost. Therefore, get into the habit of frequently saving document or file that you are changing. What do business professionals need to know about software? Every computer has an operating system which a program that controls computer resources. Some of the functions of an operating system are to read and write data, allocate main memory, perform memory swapping, start and stop program, respond to error condition, and facilitate backup and recovery. In addition, the operating system creates and manages the user interface, including the display, keyboard, mouse, and other devices. Although the operating system makes the computer usable, it does a little application-specific work. Both client and server computer need operating system. Although they need not be the same, further, both client and server computer can process application program. The application design determine whether the client, the server, or both process the task and function. You also need to understand two important software constraints. First, a particular version of an operating system is written for a particular type of hardware. For example, Microsoft Windows works only on processors from Intel and companies that make processors that conform to the Intel instruction set. For example, the command that a CPU can process. Furthermore, a 32-bit version of Windows runs only on Intel computer with a 30-bit CPUs, and the 64-bit version of Windows runs only on Intel computer with 64 CPUs. Second, there are two types of application program exists. Native applications are programs that are written to use a particular operating system. Microsoft Access, for example, will only run on the Windows operating system. Native applications are sometimes called thick client application. A thin client application is designed to run within a computer browser, such as Firefox, Chrome, Opera, and Internet Explorer. Thin client applications run within the browser and can run on any type of computer. Ideally, thin client applications can only run within any browser. However, that is not always true. What are the major operating systems? There are 1. Non-mobile client operating system, 2. Mobile operating system, and 3. Server operating system. Non-mobile operating systems are used on PCs. The most popular is Microsoft Windows. The most recent of Microsoft Windows is Windows 8. Windows 8 is distinguished by Metro-style application. These applications are touchscreen oriented and provide context-sensitive pop-up menu. They can also be used with a mouse and keyboard. Apple Computer Inc. developed its own operating system for Macintosh. Macintosh operating system, until recently, Mac operating system was used primarily by graphic artists and workers in the art community. Unix is operating system that was developed at Bell Labs in late 1970s. It has been the workhorse for the scientific and engineering community since then. Unix is generally regarded as being more difficult to use than either Windows or Macs. Linux is a version of Unix that was developed by the open source community. The community is loosely group of programmers who mostly volunteer their time to contribute code to develop and maintain Linux. The open source community owns Linux, and there is no fee to use it. By far, Linux is most popular as a server operating system. Mobile client operating system. There are 5 different mobile operating systems. Symbian is popular on phone in Europe and the Far East, but less popular in North America. BlackBerry operating system was once of the most successful early mobile operating system and was used primarily by business users on BlackBerry devices. It is now losing market to iOS, Android, and Windows RT. iOS is operating system used on the iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPad. When first released, it broke new ground with its easy and compelling display features that are now being copied by BlackBerry operating system and Android. People now claim that it is used on 44% of all mobile devices. Android is a mobile operating system licensed by Google. Recently, Android has been gaining market share over the BlackBerry operating system on phone, and it received a big boost when it was selected for the Amazon Kindle Fire. Amazon uses Android as the operating system for its first smartphone. Windows RT is a version of Windows 8 designed for use on ARM devices. ARM is computer architecture and instruction set that is designed for portable devices such as phone and tablets. Windows RT is a version of Windows 8 that is specifically designed to provide a task-based interface for devices that use this architecture. Windows RT places some restriction on application to preserve device power and prolong battery life. As illustrated on figure 4.6, there are 3 server operating systems. Windows Server is a version of Windows that has been specifically designed and configured for server use. It has much more stringent and resistant security features than other versions of Windows. Unix can also be used on server, but it is gradually replaced by Linux. Linux is frequently used on server by organizations that want, for whatever reason, to avoid a server commitment to Microsoft. IBM is the primary proponent of Linux and in the past has used it as a means to better compete against Microsoft. Although IBM does not own Linux, IBM has developed many business system solutions that use Linux. By using Linux, neither IBM nor its customer have to pay a license fee to Microsoft. Virtualization. Virtualization is the process by which one computer hosts the appearance of many computers. One operating system called the host operating system runs one or more operating systems as application. Those hosted operating systems are called virtual machine or VMS. Each VM has hard disk space and other resources allocated to it. The host operating system controls the activities of the VMS that is host to prevent them from interfering with one another. With virtualization, each VM is able to operate exactly as it were in a standalone, non-virtual environment. Three types of virtualization exist: PC virtualization, server virtualization, and desktop virtualization. In PC virtualization, a PC, such as a desktop or portable computer, hosts several different operating systems. VMware Workstation is a popular PC virtualization product that can run both Windows and Linux operating systems. In server virtualization, a server computer hosts one or more other server computers. In Figure 4.8 illustrates a Windows server computer is hosting two VMS. User can log on either of those VMS and they will appear as normal server. With desktop virtualization, a server hosts many versions of many desktop operating system user has access. Each of these desktop has a complete user environment and appear to the user to be just another PC. However, the desktop can be accessed from any computer to which the desktop is connected to. Thus, you could be at an airport and go to the terminal computer and access your virtual desktop. To you, it appears as if that airport computer is your own PC. IBM offers PC virtualization for as low as $12 a month per PC. Own versus license. When you buy a computer program, you are not buying that program. Instead, you are buying a license to use that program. Large organizations do not buy license for each computer user. Instead, they negotiate a site license, which is a flat fee that authorizes the company to install the product, operating system, or application on all of that company's computer or on all of the computers at the specific site. However, you can use any open source program without any license. Application software perform a service or function. Some application programs are general purpose, such as Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Word. Other application program provide specific function. QuickBooks, for example, is an application program that provides general ledger and other accounting function. Following are different types of application. Horizontal market application software provide capabilities common across all organizations and industry. Word processor, graphic program, spreadsheet, and presentation program are all horizontal market application program. Examples from Microsoft Office are Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Examples from other vendors are Adobe Acrobat, Photoshop, PageMaker, and PinShop Pro. Vertical market application software serve the need of a specific industry. Example, software for dental office for schedule appointment and bill patient. Software that is used by mechanic to keep track of customer data and customer automobile repair, and those used by part warehouses to track inventory, purchases, and sales. This software usually can be altered or customized. One-of-a-kind application software is developed for a specific, unique need. The IRS develops such software, for example, because it has needs that no other organization has. You can buy computer software in exactly the same ways. Off-the-shelf software, off-the-shelf with alteration software, or tailor-made. Tailor-made software is called custom-developed software. Custom-developed software is difficult and risky. staffing and managing team of software developers is challenging. Managing software project can be daunting. Cost overrun of 200 to 300% are not uncommon. Firmware is computer software that is installed into devices such as printer, print server, and various types of communication devices. The software is coded just like other software, but it is installed into special read-only memory of the printer or other devices. The internet proved to be a great asset for open source, and many open source projects became successful, including OpenOffice, a Microsoft Office lookalike, Firefox, a browser, MySQL, a DBMS, Apache, a web server, Ubuntu, a Windows-like desktop operating system, Android, a mobile device operating system, Cassandra, not NoSQL DBMS, Hadoop, a big data processing system. Why do programmers volunteer their service? The first reason that it is a great fun. Additionally, some people contribute because it gives them the freedom to choose the project they work on. So the open source is the programmer a place where they can exercise their creativity while working on projects they find interesting and fulfilling. Another reason for contributing to open source is to exhibit one's skill, both for pride and to find a job or consulting employment. How does open source work? The term open source means that the source code is available to the public, and a closed source code project, for example, Microsoft Office, the source code is highly protected and only available to trusted employees and carefully vetted contractors. The source code is protected like gold in a vault. Only trusted programmer can make changes to closed source project. With open source, anyone can obtain the source code from the open source project website. Programmers alter or add to this code depending on their interest and goal. During your career, open source will likely take a greater and greater role in software. In some cases, companies choose open source because it is free. It turns out that the advantages may be less important than you think, because in many cases, support and operational costs swamp the initial licensing fee. Application can be categorized as native applications that run on just one operating system or 10 client applications that run in browser. Figure 4.12 contrasts native and 10 client applications on their important characteristics. Following are few differences. Developing native applications are developed using serious professional programming language. All of these languages are object-oriented, which means they can be used to create difficult, more complex applications and result in high-performance code that is easy to alter when requirements change. The downside of native application is that they only run on the operating system for which they are programmed. A general rule, the cost to develop native applications are high and still expensive relative to development costs of 10 client applications. Developing 10 client applications. The 10 client development languages are HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. These are non-object oriented and hence are much easier to learn to use. HTML5 is the latest version of HTML. The advantages of this version are support for graphic, animation, 3D drawing, and other sophisticated user experiences. CSS3, or stand for Cascading Style Sheet, is used with HTML5 to specify the appearance of content coded in HTML. JavaScript is a shifting programming language that is much easier to learn than object-oriented languages. It is used to provide the underlying logic of the application. Thin client applications are limited by the capabilities of the browser. While browsers are becoming increasingly sophisticated, they cannot offer the full capabilities of the underlying operating system and hardware. Which is better? The choice is dependent on your strategy, your particular goal, the requirement for your application, your budget, your schedule, and other factors. In general, thin client applications are cheaper to develop and maintain, but they may lack of excitement factors. Mobile systems are information systems that support users in motion. Mobile system users access the system from any places using any smartphone device, such as smartphone, tablet, or PC. As shown in figure 4.16, the major elements in mobile system are user in motion, mobile devices, wireless connectivity, and cloud-based resources. The major reason for the importance of mobile system is the size of the market. As of 2012, there are 5.9 billion wireless subscriptions. One-third of the subscription involve smartphone and other mobile device, meaning there are already 1.9 billion mobile subscriptions. The remaining two-thirds of those subscriptions, or 3.9 billion, provide an enormous opportunity of future mobile system users. According to the MIT Technology Review, smartphones have achieved mainstream use by 40% of US market in 4 years. This is faster than any other technology except television in early 1950s. Additionally, mobile use is favored by the young. The younger the age group, the greater the percentage of people with mobile devices. Younger people have more devices per capita than other older groups. This young cohort will further increase mobile system use in the year to come. Figure 4.17 summarizes the mobile system impact for each of the 5 components of an information system. The 5 components are hardware, software, data, procedure, and people. Hardware. Clearly, increasing demand for mobile system means the sales of many more mobile devices, often at the expense of PC sales. Hewlett-Packard, a large PC manufacturer, learned this fact when it did not respond quickly enough to the mobile device demands, was forced to eliminate 27,000 jobs in 2012. In the future, there will be high demand for innovative mobile devices as well as cheap copycats. Software. The mobile user is active user and expect an active screen experience. The premium will be for moving graphics, changing web pages, and animation. Application will need to scale from the very smallest to the very largest, while providing a user experience appropriate to the device size. Objective-C and Android program are the workhorse for mobile devices. But HTML5 and CSS3 are gaining popularity, and they reduce the need for both Objective-C and Android expertise. Data. Many more mobile systems mean an incredible amount of new data. However, more data does not necessarily mean more information. Not all news is good, at least not for many organizations. In case of mobile system, smaller screen means less room for advertising, a factor that limited the success of the Facebook public offering in May 2012. Also, mobile system increase the risk of organizations losing control over their data. Employees are using their own mobile devices. They no longer using organization computer equipment. Data leakage is inevitable. Procedure. Mobile systems are also on. They have no business hours. And people who use mobile system are equally always on. In the mobile world, we always open for business. It is impossible to be out of the office. One consequence of always on is the blending of our personal and professional lives. Such blending means, in part, that business intrudes on your personal life, and your personal life will intrude on your business. This intrusion can be distracting and stressful. On the other hand, it can lead to richer, more complex relationships. Mobile systems offer potential of just-in-time data, which is data delivered to the user at the precise time it is needed. People. Mobile systems change the value of our thinking. Mobile systems increase the speed of business, giving an advantage to those who can nimbly respond to changing conditions and succeed with the unexpected. With the ability to be connected and always on, organizations may find they can be just as effective with part-time employees and independent contractors. For professionals who can thrive in a dynamic environment with little need for direct supervision will find that they can work both where and when they want. Once you are always on and remote, it does not matter whether you are in New York or at the Sky area in Vermont. New lifestyle choices become possible for such workers. What characterizes quality mobile user experience? Software. The mobile user is active user and expect an active screen experience. The premium will be for moving graphics, changing web pages, and animation. A user experience, or UX, is a newer term that refers not only to the user interface, but also to the way the application behaves within that user interface. Apple redefined the user experience for mobile application when it introduced the iPhone with touch, gravity sensing portrait or landscape orientation, and other innovative user experience behavior. Since then, Microsoft defined Metro-style application that build an or possibly improve upon Apple user experience. Figure 4.18 lists the primary characteristics of a quality mobile user experience. They are 1. Feature content and support direct interaction. 2. Use context-sensitive Chrome when needed. 3. Provide animation and lively behavior. 4. Design to scale and scare, either display or data. 5. Use the cloud. Feature contents. First, quality of mobile user interface should place the primary emphasis on user contents, giving such content as much of the display as possible. Rather than show menus, toolbars, and heavy Windows border, the content should be shown cleanly and in the center stage. Chrome is the term that refers to the visual overhead in a computer display. It is the windows, the menus, and other apparatus that drive the application. Because mobile size is often limited, modern mobile applications eliminate it as much as possible. Figure 4.19 shows the Chrome-less mobile Windows Store application. The user does not need a toolbar for learning more about the product. The user intuitively knows to click the image to see more. User context-sensitive Chrome. In online store application, once you select the application, say a game, you will need control to play it. For such cases, mobile applications do provide Chrome, but it is context-sensitive Chrome, meaning it pop-ups in the display when appropriate. Provide animation and lively behavior. Great mobile applications are lively. They capture your attention with motion and sound. When you do act, sometimes happen immediately. The touch word or image changes color, pop-ups, or does something to give you active feedback that application is alive and running. Design to scale and share. Application must be designed to scale up and down without appearing awkward or taking over the device. Figure 420 shows different display of the application in many mobile devices with different types and sizes. Mobile applications also need to be designed to share data. For example, Windows 8 introduced a feature called Charm, which are icons that slide in from the right of the display. One of the default charms is Share. It is used to share data from one mobile application to another. Internet Explorer, or IE, version 10 allows web pages to share thumbnail description and link with other applications. If the user wants to email a page, IE10 will provide the share thumbnail description and link to the mail application as shown in Figure 421. Use the cloud. Figure 422 lists the primary cloud asset that mobile applications use, which are 1. Website and services, 2. Text, email, and other services, 3. Extend application onto server that include use more powerful server and support roaming across devices, 4. Data and news that include push data and pull data. Figure 424 summarizes the advantages and disadvantages of employee use of mobile system at work. Advantages include cost saving and greater employee satisfaction using devices that they choose rather than organization-supplied PC. Because employees are already using these devices for their own purposes, they need less training and can be more productive. On the other hand, employee use of mobile devices has significant disadvantage. First, there is a real danger of loss or damaged data. When data is brought into employee-owned computing devices, organization loses control over where it goes or what happened to it. If employee loses his or her device, the data goes with it. And when employees leave the organization, the data on their devices need to be deleted. Organization also loses control over the updating of software and application that users employ. This control loss leads to compatibility problem. The updated data is incompatible with the organization standard software. The greatest disadvantage is the risk of infection. The possibility of severe viruses infecting the organization network is real. All of these disadvantages can lead to greater support costs. Organizational buyout or bring your own device policy. Figure 425 arranges buyout policies according to functionality and control. Starting in the lower left-hand corner, the most primitive policy is to ignore mobile use. That posture provides neither functionality to the employee nor control to the organization, has no advantage, and cannot last. The most controlling is the organization to declare that it owns any mobile device that employees connect to its network. The advantages of these 6 policies are summarized in Figure 426. MIS in 2024. Most likely, large screen computing devices will be available anywhere. Instead of carrying your own computer, you will simply use a public device and connect to your data in the cloud. You won't need your desktop Office application because you will be using web application in your browser. And you won't need your local data file because all those files will be in the cloud. By 2024, any cost performance issues of desktop virtualization will be gone, and you will access any public computer, connect to your personal virtual desktop, and be running what you now think to be your computer. In fact, it is your computer, except that it is running on a public machine that is connected to your virtual desktop somewhere out there. This is the end of chapter 4.